Hey guys, how are you? So, I have not recorded a video in weeks, and not on purpose, but I want to just give you guys an update on what's been what, basically. And I wanted to start from the beginning. How about that? This video will be about my pre-op diet and the day of surgery. Um, my pre-op diet was 7 days prior to my surgery. So for 7 days leading up to March 6th, when I had surgery, I had to do a liquid diet. And during my liquid diet, I basically had protein shakes, water. I had one serving a day, and I did have vegetables. I had cabbage. The first 2 days, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, it was hard. It was hard. I was snappy. I was short. My patients were just, everything was like, yes, no, yeah. The first 2 days were hard. I really didn't wean myself off of anything as much as I wanted to, only because I retract. I decided not to. Only because I wasn't going to be able to have certain things for a long while. But the day, 2 days, I basically had healthy meals. But those first 2 days were difficult. By the time day 3 came, I was ready to eat one of my kids. Like, my 10-year-old was looking like a large Chick-fil-A fry to me. Like, I was hungry. I just was like, oh my God, like, I want to eat something. The crazy part about it is that once I got over day 3, like, I was pretty good. And the only time an issue came in, believe it or not, was like literally the night before. Like, the urge or the intensity to or desire to have other things that I couldn't have was at an all-time high. Like, seriously. And somebody who was or is supposed to be like an accountability partner had texted me the night before and was like, the night before my surgery, and was like, I guess we were checking in at this point, and they texted me to say that they were going to have a small slice of pizza. And I was like, no, she didn't just say this to me. Like, I can't eat a small slice of pizza. I can't have food in my stomach tomorrow when I go in for surgery. So it was funny to me, but at the same time, what was so funny was that I basically just knew, like, I need not play games because I can't eat this stuff because I'm having surgery tomorrow morning. So I basically, the night before, like, I stayed up all night, and I couldn't sleep. I meal prepped for my kids and my husband. I think I made them, yeah, they had meals for the week of the 6th, and they had meals for the week of the 12th, the 11th. So they had meals for like 2 weeks. They had meals for like 2 weeks, so no one had to worry about anything. Nobody. I just didn't want them to have to I didn't want them to have to be without their norm just because of what I was going through. I wanted to make sure everything was smooth for my husband, because he's not a cook if it's not a hot dog or grilled cheese, or peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He isn't, making anything else. He doesn't know how. So I didn't want them to be deprived. So basically, I made sure they had meals, cleaned, washed all the clothes, folded them and everything like that, have everything for them taken care of. Then I tried to go to sleep after doing all that stuff, and I couldn't. The anxiety was just like at an all-time high. I couldn't do it. So basically, I was up all night. Then I did lay down. I think I slept for like an hour and a half. Then I woke up at 3:15, got my shower, just was sitting around on the bed. I read a little bit, a couple of scriptures. And then, you know, it was basically time to head out for surgery. My husband was at work until that morning, so I picked up Rissa at 3:30, and then was it 3:30 or 3:40? Um, I think it was about. Actually, it might have been about. It might have been a little bit later, but I remember everything. My bag was packed the night before. Like, I didn't have anything to do but shower the morning of. And once I like sat around for a little bit, I went and picked her up. Then she and I got on the road, and we got to the hospital a whole half an hour earlier. So when I got there at 5, I signed in. And then like they had called me back like 5 or 10 minutes after I had sat down and called me in the back. They weighed me. The day of surgery, I weighed in at 234. Um, and they got me back there and they started asking me questions. What are you here for? What are you having? That sort of thing. They were going over everything with me. You know, I talked to the anesthesiologist, to the person who was going to be my nurse that day. They gave me a little heated nightgown to put on. Once they gave me the heated nightgown, then they start putting on my compression stockings and all of that, and asking me, I mean, they asked me some of the same questions, but they were asking me like 50 million questions in reference to the surgery. What am I having? About medications, allergens, and excuse me, stuff like that. And then they did my IV, put my compression stockings on, told me why I needed to have them on, and went over all of that. I'm sorry. Yes, please. Yes, I'm recording, Boogie. Sorry, guys. So then, my husband arrived at 6. He got there at, actually, I got there pretty early. He got off work that morning and he came straight. And I think he got there by 6 o'clock. And then he came back and he and Rissa just stayed until I got ready to go back, and I took pictures and I talked to the doctors and let them get acquainted with my personality. I made sure I told my surgeon I want a picture of my stomach, which I'll show you guys in my next video. Because I'm shooting this video, I'm actually in my bed, relaxed. My lips, they still red because I had this lipstick on earlier today, and it's matte, and it doesn't come off. Like, it doesn't come off. I freshened it up like once, but it doesn't go anywhere. And I like that because I have to worry about it smudging all over my face, and if I drink or eat something, it's all over the place. So it's pretty good. So that's why the lipstick is still on. Yeah, but anyway, surgery, I was nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, like I was like, this is getting ready to happen, and I'm telling the rest of my husband like, oh my gosh, like they're ready to take me back, and it was just, I felt like I was ready, but I'm like, am I ready? Like today, March 6th came and went so fast. So basically, that's what happened. They took me back for surgery. The doctor came before I went to the surgery room. She come to my room where they were prepping me at. She marked me, had marked my stomach up or whatever. I have 7 incisions on my stomach that are still healing. I'll show that, I think. I'm not sure. I'll show that probably in my next video too. But she came and she like marked me up. They took me back, and the crazy thing is, I remember them putting me on the other bed, strapping my legs down. I remember, that's it. And then I guess they just start putting stuff through the things fast because I went night fast. And then I remember waking up. When I remember waking up, I was in recovery. And when I came out of recovery, I had the worst, excuse me. When I came out of recovery, I had the worst gas right here. Like right here. I came out of recovery, I had the worst gas pain in my chest. And I remember just saying to them like, oh my God, I can't take this. This is hurting. Like, it was gas all up in here. And there was pretty much nothing that they could do. It had to just pass. So I stayed in recovery for a while, until I was all the way woke up. And then when I came all the way to, because I would wake up and be like, then I would go back to sleep. But then when I finally came to, like, and I was all the way awoke, they let me know, it's okay. They were saying how, you have to, they were waiting for a room. And I had this done at Abington Hospital. I think I told you guys that. Excuse me. But let me tell you about, first, let me go back. When I walked in, I had never been into Abington Hospital. Now, they said I had been there before years ago. I don't remember that. But anyway, the hospital is beautiful. The wing I was on, the Linfest building, immaculate. You walk in, it's so nice and clean. It smells good. Everybody's pleasant. It's bright. They have your name and your patient number on the computer screen. Your family can sit there and see what stage you're at, and they let you know in surgery, 15 minutes out, recovery. Well, just let you know, the hospitality was amazing. But anyway, so that was the issue I was having. And then when I came to, I was still having the issue. Then I felt like I had to go to the bathroom, but I sat on a bedpan, and I was like, no, I need to get up and go. But they wouldn't let me go because I just got out of surgery. And I'm like, I can't go to the bathroom on a bed. Like, I can't pee in this pan on a bed. Like, it just wasn't happening. So needless to say, I sat on a pan for like 8 minutes and didn't go to the bathroom. Go figure. Then they finally get me into my room. I get into my room and I'm talking, and I think I'm cracking jokes. And they get me up out my bed, and I walk. I do a lap around the floor I was on, and they have you walking, and you're holding on to your pole while you're walking. And I was walking very slow, and I didn't have much pain, but just a little. And then I went back to my room and I sat up a little bit, and I had nausea really bad. My nausea was bad, guys. It was really bad. I couldn't even stop, breathing nauseated. I could smell everything. Now, the crazy part about it is that I already have sensitivity to smell. I already had, like, my kids would be like thinking something wrong with me. They'd come in the house, I'm like, what's that smell? It's like, you smell like cat, you smell like dog, you smell like outside. Like, smells, I could just pick it up. But this nausea was so bad. My sense of smell was so keen. I felt like everybody was wearing too much cologne, too much perfume. The Purell hand sanitizer was bothering me. Like, I could smell that really good. It was just too much. It was way too much. So they had given me nausea medication, but what I feel, the first set of nausea medication I was taking was the Reglan, and that was, I believe, onsetting it even more because it wasn't helping. Like, I just was so nauseous, it was ridiculous. Which then, the first day, they had you drink water. So I drank the water, and guess what happened? I vomited. So my first day, I couldn't stop vomiting. Like, I was vomiting because of the nausea was so bad. It was ridiculous. Then day 2, because day 1, I didn't get down a lot of liquid. I just didn't. Day 2, I couldn't get liquid down without vomiting. And that was because my nausea was ridiculous. My nausea subsided a little. By the time it was time to go home, I was still a little bit weak with the nausea. So, but I was able to eat without vomiting. So I got discharged. I got sent home. And I'm going to end with this part, and the other part will be a part 2. I get sent home. I got my medication. And guess what happens? The moment I take my medication, my pain medication, I am violently vomiting all over the place. And while I'm vomiting, I'm urinating on myself. My pain medication was the Vicodin. I forgot that 2 years ago when I had to have a major surgery, when I got really sick, the Vicodin, I can't take it. It messes me up. Well, I did not remember to tell them that. Vicodin is one of the pain medications that they give to the clients who normally have this procedure, and it works. Not for me. So my husband is, off to work because I was fine. I didn't have any pain with my, like it wasn't bad pain. It was just pain where, like, in the beginning you feel like your stomach is just heavy, and plus it's still swollen. So my pain was minor, but I was okay to be alone, in the sense of, like, I didn't nobody like watching like I was a baby. But my husband had left for work, and thank God that Rissa came and Shaman was here, because the medication, the Vicodin, made me sick as a dog. And the same day I was discharged, I had to be taken back to the emergency room. And it was horrible. So they regulated my nausea, and they prescribed me a different medication. And I'll give you guys part 2 at another time. But this video contains the content of my 7-day pre-op, and then my first day of surgery and my first day in the hospital. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. My apologies sincerely for the laid back way that I am delivering this video, but I'm exhausted. So I've just been in bed, and I wanted to just give you guys a glimpse. And then tomorrow I'll upload the video on part 2. And then we'll get into some more deets about where your girl is at. So thanks for tuning in. And if anybody wants to know, you can still check my Instagram or my Facebook. But I am down. I went to surgery at 234. I'm now 221. And today is the, what is today's date? The 20th. I'm 2 weeks out today. And I'm excited about it. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a faith-tabulous night.